I'm going to give good people some stripes today. Look, I'd say the same thing all the time about belts and stripes and stuff like that. They are what they mean to you. Let's think about it like from a point of view of someone who walked in off the street there now, right? Someone from your job, right? So imagine someone from your job comes in here now and you're chuffed getting me, just a bloke from Santry, is tying a bit of tape around your belt. And you're chuffed, you're going to put it on Instagram later, right? So you could imagine like somebody walking in there now and going, what's going on in this weird cult? But I wasn't a cult. No, I was just only telling Maxo in the car the other day, like I used to do taekwondo. And it was very good, I have to say, but there was some weird stuff went on in it. Nothing like what you guys are thinking about. But, there was a bit of that actually, but not for me. I didn't get to that level yet. But like there was stuff like one time, I'll tell this quickly story. Like we used to sit in the horse stance and used to punch and you'd shout taekwondo as you were doing it, which is a bit, if you think about that, the tape bit is weird, but chanting stuff over and over again, that's weird as well, right? And then one time, I won't say like the name of the fella, but like the master who was living in America, the original Korean guy, he was, like he had a name, I'll change his name to Mr. Po, right? So, but then one time we were at the thing and your man starts for Taekwondo, Master Po, and suddenly we're chanting somebody's name over and over again, right? And it's all perfectly normal and I didn't think anything of it. And then a fella came into me in the changing room afterwards and he was a bit weird anyway, but he came in and he goes, did you find that a bit uncomfortable? And I went, actually I didn't think about it. I was only probably about 21 or 22 at the time. I said, I didn't think about it too much, no. And he goes, well, it's just, I'm a Christian. And I've just chanted the name of a mythical master somewhere sitting in the United States. He said, I'm very uncomfortable with that. So at the end, I just melted it. Like a kid in a choir in a primary school. He was standing at the back of the room going, like this. He said, so there is some strange stuff out there. So I think it's very important, right? So just to come back to it. Like, yeah, the fella walking in here thinks it's weird. It's unusual, to get a little bit of stripe around your belt, like I said. I'm no better, no worse than anybody, and I think it's really weird. Here I am sitting at the top of a room. This already feels uncomfortable and weird to me, to be honest, right? And in a lot of ways, I always think about when I got home, I go, that was a bit culty, wasn't it? All the lads sitting cross-legged looking at me, and me sitting there cross-legged, so I'm going to stick my foot out in front now. Do you know what I mean? Do you get me? I'm probably not saying it right, but my point is that it's what it means to you. I'm only here sitting at the top of the class because I was one of the first people in Ireland to do jiu-jitsu. That's it. Not because I'm super at it, not because I'm brilliant at it, not because I've got some coaching genius or special knowledge. It just so happened I was one of the first people to do it, and so I opened a club. That's it, right? And now, did you tap me today? No. You didn't? You just submit me? Someone submitted me today. No, I didn't get submitted today, but I got my guard pass loads. And like I was saying to you earlier, there's no super grandmaster. There's no picture on the wall. I know my big fucking cartoons on the wall there, right? This whole thing isn't going well. My point is that there's no mythical powers in jiu-jitsu. There's nothing like that. And the reason that I'm giving you this is because I've read a few pages in the book. That's it. Anybody could be sitting where I'm sitting. Anybody of any type. It just so happens I've got some sort of weird and entrepreneurial energy that makes me open up gyms and stuff like that. It's nothing to do with my martial arts skill. If it was, I'd be somewhere in like maybe number 50 or 60 in Ireland, maybe, of the original guys who started jiu-jitsu. I think about the guys who come and gone, they've all been like so much more skilled, so much better than I am, much more athletic, lots and lots of different things like that. The reality is that the reason that I'm awarding you this stripe is because I've done those steps that hopefully you guys are going to do. And what I'd like to do is one day, I always say this all the time, it might be a stripe now, but I want to be the person who ties your black belt on. Not because it's, like it would be a real honor for me to do it. Not because like I'm, like I say, some kind of mega mind or something like that. No, that's a weird movie. That's all right. That's a kid's movie. But you know what I mean? Hopefully I'm getting that across right. I don't like to come in. And what we were saying earlier about rolling and stuff like that, like things with etiquette and stuff like that. When it's a black belt rolling near you, generally speaking, it's you who moves. I always said that's a behaviour that could get out of hand, right? Because suddenly now the black belt maybe, well, if Amanda's going to come in one day and goes, well, actually, I was going to park there. Right? But that's where it goes, So we have an etiquette like that, for example, black belt. Why is that? That's for safety. And it's just an easy thing to see. Well, we'll be the ones who move because someone's got a black belt or something like that. But the reality is everybody should move out of each other's way, and we often do that. So those behaviours and those things with belts, with grades, they can get really out of hand really fast. And not just with black belts and brown belts or whatever it is, or grandmasters or anything like that, but if you got your blue belt and now suddenly you think, I'm not rolling with those guys, not rolling with the white belts anymore, you know? And you've probably seen people like that, and you're probably aware of people like that. Oh, yeah, I'm not going, no, where's my favourite partners? Where are the purple belts? Where are the brown belts at, you know? At the end of the day, everybody's good training for everybody. And in a group, in a room, everybody should drag everybody up with them. So if you're lucky enough to get a belt, lucky enough to get a stripe, whatever it is, your job, if you really want to get better at jiu-jitsu, is to help the people who have started become as good as you. And if you do that, you'll get better because you'll have a better, higher quality room. And I say this to the guys who are starting to get really good, you know, late blue belt, purple belt, you know, starting to get good. You have a real task now of looking around the room and finding 3 other people who look kind of the same as you, of any belt, any grade. So if they're about as high as you, about as big as you, about whatever, girl, rooster weight, heavyweight, look around, find those guys and say, I'm going to make those guys as good as I am and make those better, make my own training partners, you know? And that way everybody trains well together. Nobody thinks they're better than anybody else. Nobody thinks I train in this class, I'm an advanced student. Advanced student, what, right? Because like I say, pretty soon that turns into the advanced car parking spaces